Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters in That podcast. I'm your host, Brian. And joining me today is a special guest hailing from down south in North Carolina. It's Pete Hasselbrack.
What's going on? Peter here from Bloodsoaked.
I think I pronounced his name wrong. I'm so used to Hasselbrack, the quarterback who used to
yeah.
The Seahawks, so yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's Brack. B-R-A-C-K. Yep. And it's Peter. Yep.
Sorry about that, man. Okay. But how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Brian. How about you?
Not too bad. I had a long interview with the band Grindhouse, who's actually hailing from North Carolina as well. So that's why we were a little late hopping on this. So
hell yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
I want to say, is one of your jobs trying to be like a metal Santa or something? You got the nice beard there, you're rolling there.
Yeah, I started growing it last November for No Shave November. And I just said, screw it. Let me just continue and see how long I can get it. So it's going on 4 months now. So I'm just going to see how long. I might just go for another couple of months while the cool weather's here. Or I might go to, next Christmas time and be ho, 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 and be the death metal Santa.
I mean, you got some competition with Tom Araya, so I don't know how long his beard's going.
I think he's got me beat, but you never know. We'll see.
You shall succeed him at some point. Or
yes.
Something like that, yeah. I was going to say succeed, but that's not right. I was going to say succeed. Okay. There we go. So, Pete, I want to welcome you to my podcast right here. And the way this is going to work is I'm just going to ask you some questions. Let's get to know you more, both as the musician, but also as the individual as well. So
awesome. Let's do it.
So it's a little bit of a different thing since you're more a guitar player, right? Have you played any other instruments before?
No. I mean, I play bass on my albums as well, but I mean, that's just, just on the albums and, vocals, live and on albums, but actually playing anything else, nope, no drums, no tambourines, no nothing else.
Tambourine is like the most metal thing you can do these days.
Yes.
So, all right. But let's get to know you more in general first. So I guess, who are you? And I guess, how did you become a musician?
Jeez. Yeah, I liked, metal music growing up. Lighter stuff like, Ozzy and Black Sabbath and Maiden and stuff like that. And then, going into like, old Motley Crue and things like that. And then just slowly got into, more stuff. But even during like Motley Crue and, I don't know, Maiden, any of those bands, early 80s, and just, wanted to play guitar, just maybe wanted to pick up a guitar, play guitar, and, see what I could do. So I think around 14 or so, my mom got me a guitar. And I think the first riff I learned was that main riff from Scorpions, Rock You Like a Hurricane. And, once because before that, I was just kind of trying to play anything, didn't know what to play, didn't even know what a chord was or anything else. And then, once I was actually to play that main riff, I was like, oh my God, this actually sounds like a song that I know. And just kept going from there. I played in a thrash band back in Boston back in like 88, 89, maybe even in 90, I think. And this band, thrash band, Deathlock, so I got in that band, played for a couple of years, played live shows, recorded a demo. So that just gave me the itch to, play and, see that people actually enjoyed playing. And then just, me enjoying getting out in front of a crowd and, even, it was a thrash band. I used to do backup vocals and, I would just make them all death metal as much as I could. So, I just loved it.
I think that's so metal, man. So,
yeah.
Actually, you grew up in Boston when you were a young age, and then when did you move to North Carolina?
Yeah, I grew up in Melrose, Mass, which is about 7-10 miles north of Boston, but just outside Boston, and moved down here in 2002. So almost 22. This April will actually be 22 years now. And this is where this is my home now. I go back visit family and friends once or twice a year. My mom's still up there, and my sister, and obviously all the friends I grew up with. But this is home now for the last 22 years.
All right, that sounds good. I guess how is North Carolina this time of the year?
Right now it's a little chilly for here. I mean, I grew up in Boston, like I said, up north, so this isn't really cold. But it's we haven't had a snowflake all year, so it's great. I don't have any issues with the weather here. Like I said, in a few weeks it's going to be 60 degrees every day. So 60 and sunny is fine with me. So it's nice. It's chill down here. It's different than up north, but I like both. But this is definitely my place now.
You still got the roots of the old north, as we like to say. So,
yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
I guess let's go ahead and talk about the music a little bit too. So I guess I know the whole cover back there, Bloodsoaked. I guess is that your own project?
Yeah. Bloodsoaked's my project that I started in I think 2005, 2006, somewhere like that. Because like I said, I played in a thrash band, Deathlock, back in Boston in the late '80s, and then stopped that, and I got still into metal and everything. But then I got married. Things just went a different way, and then got divorced in 2000. I got to move down here in 2002. When I was still had a guitar and was practicing here and there. And then once I got divorced, even before that, I did this online zine, which was Bloodsoaked Promotions, and that was like 1996 through 2004. And then in that time, from 2000 to 2004, I had Bloodsoaked Records as well. So I was doing both them for many years. Loved it. I released 3 CDs under my album, for different bands besides my band. And then it was sometime in 2005, I just wanted to start a band again. I don't know. I was at that point, if it was 2005, I would have been 35. Yeah, 35. So I was like, I just want to start a death metal band again. And, I went on to some of the local musician forums down here in North Carolina, putting out some feelers. Hey, does anyone want to jam? This and that. Met up with this one dude, and we jammed a little bit. This guy, Greg. And we wrote the first song for Bloodsoaked together, Killing You. And then we just kind of parted ways. It just didn't work out. We're still friends. We get together once in a blue moon. He lives down here, but he went on to do a different band. But I know I'm going all over the place here. But and so then I started Bloodsoaked, and just been doing that since 2006. I think I've got like 6 albums out now. So it's a lot of fun, just having fun with it, making me still feel young while I'm getting older.
Yeah, and actually, the first group that you were a part of too. So you said it was in the '80s. Did you guys get overshadowed because of like how big the Big Four and like all those other guys?
Oh yeah. We were just a local thrash band, in Massachusetts. So 99% of our shows was just right there, local Massachusetts, all around the Boston area. And we would play a couple of shows in Rhode Island and New Hampshire as well. But that was really it. There was no, we had aspirations of, trying to be the next Metallica or Megadeth. Megadeth or, Testament, Exodus, anything, from back then. The big local band back then was Wargasm. They were a really good band. And, so we were just hoping for anything, but we weren't that good. I mean, we were okay, but, nothing worthy of, really doing anything. But, it still got me into playing live, seeing what the atmosphere is like, and just, feeling the crowd is just great. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, what's up badass too? But I'm thinking like if you had gotten the opportunity to play like any one of those Big Four or the Big Eight, as they would also say, you'd be like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we played shows with Carcass and Napalm Death back then. And we were just, local openers, while they had, while they came through on tour, but nothing major, just the local stuff. It was still fun, gave me, just confidence to get out there and, do Bloodsoaked at one point.
I would say, were you guys the opener for those groups?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, did you get a chance to meet them?
Yep. Just a little bit in, backstage trying to set up our stuff and their stuff, and hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. Yeah, whatever. You were just fans, so everyone was nice and cool, so it was all good.
But Napalm Death, was that the year they brought in Barney Greenway, or was that like the older one?
No, that was Bonnie, I believe. Yep.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was. I thought his name was Lee Dorian. I thought that was the first vocalist for them.
I believe you're right. You could be wrong. I can't even remember. I don't know.
I was gonna say that's the one time you need a cell phone is to actually get a selfie with Napalm Death and Carcass. I mean, man.
Yep. Yeah, and that's when Carcass, their singer there, that's when he used to use the dual microphones. He had one that was just really distorted and goggled, and the other one was just kind of normal. So he had 2 microphones. You look at old pictures of Carcass and their main singer there, He had two microphones on stage, and one was like pitch shifted, and the other one was just kind of normal. Yep.
That explains a lot. At least how they used to do like on the old music.
Yep. Yeah, it was all the old stuff. So I totally remember that, just seeing him up there with the two microphones. Yeah, it was very cool.
All right. Well, let's get into the gear right there. So is that your baby right there that makes all the noise?
Yep. Yeah, this is one of them. This is my my Black Hat. The model's a Chronos. I don't know how much you can see on there, but yep. And this here, and it's got Bloodsoaked on the inlays here, and then it's got blood droplets on the frets. So not sure how much you can see that, but yeah, this is my Black Hat that I got. I was endorsed by Black Hat years ago, and before them, I was endorsed by Jackson. I got my Jackson out there, and I play both of them, and I go from D standard tuning to C sharp, and then for like the slam stuff that I do here and there, that's a drop B.
I guess what sort of metal are you really into? Do you like the grindcore sort of style, or do you try to do like some mix of death metal or everything?
Yeah, I love. I'm in the last like 5 years or so, I've been totally getting into slam, just for whatever reason, just really getting into it, loving it. I grew up on the old school stuff. Pestilence, Obituary, Malevolent Creation, Morbid Angel, Deicide, Carcass. All the old stuff. Love it. That's the stuff I still love. For the most part, I'll listen to that. But yeah, I still love Analepsy, love them. Obviously, Veda, love Veda. Pathology I've been getting into, for the last like 10 years or so. Just, it goes all over the place. Vaughn from Deaden and Lividity, he just released a new grind album. And Reap, is that the name of the band? He's going to kill me. I got the CD somewhere up here, but it's awesome. So yeah, there's just some good stuff out there all the time. My buddy plays in this band Flesh Hoarder down in Texas, my buddy Mike, and they are just some TXDM slam, really good stuff. There's so many bands. There's, compared to when I grew up, there's a billion bands, but I think it's for the better. Who cares if there's a million bands? There's a million bands that sound great too. There's a lot that suck, but who cares? If everyone's just doing their own thing, having fun, it's good. So yeah, I like a lot of different stuff.
You say that's maybe the main reason why you love music?
What's the main reason I like music?
Yeah.
Just the power of it, and if it's catchy, if I'm driving in my, car to work or, my truck and, even a pop song's on or something, and it's just, you just catch the beat, it's catchy. Anything that's catchy, I enjoy, I'm a death metal head through and through, but anything that's catchy, I'm totally into, I just love it. And for death metal, it's just the brutality of it, the sheer anger, brutality, the lyrics. I'm all about everything about it. It's just so powerful, and it just hits you. I just think death metal just hits you in a certain way that other music just can't. Obviously, if you're not into metal and it doesn't hit you, it just hits you like wall of noise. It just sounds like nothing. But when you're into it and you know it, there's nothing like just when you hear a death metal song, just the power is just massive. It's awesome.
Yeah, I got into metal a little late as well. And,
okay.
Actually, it was a friend of mine who introduced me into high school, and he was real big into Behemoth, those sorts of bands.
Okay. Yep.
I got to Behemoth a little later, but I think it was more of Nile, Dying Fetus, and Misery Index that really got me into it. So I love that sort of metal too. But I guess I know you were talking about slam metal earlier. I guess why do they call it slam?
I think just because a lot of it is just that junk, just slammy, style of music. It's usually tuned, way down, tuned low with just chugs and chuggy, slammy music. If I looked up the official, I have no idea. Eternal Bleeding says they termed the name slam, or the term slam back in the day were like 90 or 89 or something. There's tons of bands that are considered slam now, but I don't know. I just love it for some reason. I love it. There's so many good bands out there too. But Analepsy for me is just one that just stands above the rest on some Slam. So.
I guess when you first started getting into death metal, was it kind of hard for you to like get used to it first? Because that's how it was with me.
Yeah, oh for sure. Because I remember even hearing Metallica. Because before that, I'd be listening, Ozzy, Maiden, some early Motley Crue, just whatever metal, and then slowly getting into heaviest. I remember the first time I heard Metallica, like Ride the Lightning. I was like, what is this? It was just totally different from just the regular metal like Dio and stuff. I couldn't really get into it, and then slowly I'd get into Metallica and Slayer and Megadeth, the thrash, and it's just a slow transition. And then just hearing Death's Leprosy, Possessed, just the old school stuff, and it was just a slow progression. I wasn't like I turned it right on and just was into it. I think the only album that I first listened to and I was like, oh my God, I was totally blown away was Sepultura's Beneath the Remains. My buddy, he got that on an LP, and I came over his house. He was like, man, you got to hear this. And he put it on, and 3 songs in, I was like, oh my God, like this is the best thing I've ever heard. And I remember I got a blank tape. He had it on his LP, and I, made a cassette tape of it so I could put it in my car, and I jammed that thing. And today, till this day, it's in my top 5 death metal. I mean, I can still consider it a death metal album. It's a slash death metal slash thrash, but it's still one of my top 5 for sure. That album, put that on for the first time, and I was blown away.
Ironically, the one that sold me on that album was the Mass Hypnosis. So.
Oh yes, it's incredible. Yes, awesome album.
They still get the Chaos AD, and then I think that was the one with Dead Embryonic Cells. I think that was the one from Chaos AD. And actually, I do remember Slayer. It was quite by accident. It was Raining Blood was on Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
So obviously, then you hear like the whole craziness of like the flood near the end right there, but also like. I forget what they called it too, because I know they always like break down like sections of the song. They call it the mosh, where they're like doing that whole craziness. Or jumps into the verse.
Yes, I think the first Slayer song I heard, it was either Hell Awaits or the album before that, and I can't remember the name of the song. But yeah, and I was just kind of like, I don't know. It was just kind of, I didn't know if it was too heavy or, just coming from, Aussie type stuff right into that. And I was like, oh, I don't know. But I remember hearing it was either Hell Awaits or, Jesus, I can't even remember. But yeah, now those bands are like, kindergarten bands compared to the stuff that's out, nowadays. But back then I was just, blown away and like, what is this stuff?
Kerry King's still going strong.
He's got his new band out, coming out. And I think they just released one song last week. So he's still going strong, and he's got to be close to 60 years old and still as metal as can be. So you got to love it.
Yeah, actually, the singer I was trying to remember, I don't know his name, but I think he was on Death Angel, and I think he was also on Forbidden. I think that's
I believe he was in Death Angel. He might have been in Forbidden. I can't remember, but yep. Yeah, and he on this album here, or at least that song, he sounds, kind of close to Tom Araya as well. So it's basically like Slayer. It's basically like Slayer 2.0 or something.
He never left.
I know, right? It's all right.
Actually, it's minus Jeff Hanneman, Dave Lombardo, and Tom Araya. So
yes, yeah.
Well, it's good to see he's still doing well. Idle Hands. That's the name of the song.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump into COVID a little bit too, and then maybe we could tie in the music scene from where you're at too. But
sure.
Let's start with COVID first. I guess, how bad did COVID impact you, your family, and music-wise?
Family, not much at all. I don't think my mom even still got it. She's like 81 now. I don't think she got it. My sister has got it a couple of times. I just got over it for the second time, a month and a half ago. I actually got it out, combining that with shows. I had gone good for 2 years or something. Hadn't got it. I was like, yeah, I'm fucking strong. hadn't got it. And then I went down to South America, yes, and played a show in Bogota, Colombia, and that was my first time. I had been on planes since COVID, going up to Boston and visiting my mom, but this was the first time that I was in 2 airports in the United States, 2 airplanes going down, 2 airports coming back, 2 flights coming back. So it was around a ton of people, and I came back, and I don't know, within a day and a half, I was dying. I was like, ah, and did some home tests, had COVID, went to the doctor thing, and they did a regular test and came back. And for me, so I really wasn't even playing that many shows at all. And I had played 2 shows right before COVID, and again, that was in South America. That was in Bogota, Colombia, and Ecuador. I can't remember the city, but so I played Bogota, Colombia, and then we played a show in Ecuador and came back, and then that was maybe 3-4 months before COVID, I think, and then COVID hit, which shut down everything. And so I just continued to work my regular job, just working, and then, like I said, played that show, and then got COVID, and then I got COVID again about a month and a half ago, something like that. So it really hadn't hit me that bad. I mean, it sucked having COVID, and but in general, they did my work. They did a lot of work from home and stuff. But I think I stayed home for like a week, and I was like, I can't be home like this. I said, I need to be around some people. I need to get out of the house. So I went back to the office and mostly worked out of the office every day. So it was all right.
Yeah, I see. It always seems like whenever it involves some sort of music, because I was kind of the same way. I think I've only had it once. I might have had it twice, but I'm not too sure. But the first time was me and my parents went to Nashville, of all places. Yep. And it was like, I think it was October of 22. And sure enough, when you're bar hopping on Broadway, you can probably imagine how that goes. So,
yeah.
So I bet you were the same way, bar hopping in Bogota, or I guess wherever else in South America there.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And just, there was like, 450, 500 people at the show. So, it was just around a ton of people there. The airport's, jam packed. So could have got it from anybody. Who knows?
There's only 1 in a million people right there who was carrying it. So
yeah, exactly. Yep. And I got it.
Okay. But it is good to see you're doing well in all seriousness. So
yes,
good to have you around here, mate. So
yep, thank you.
But I guess after COVID kind of seemed to like loosen up a little bit too. How has the music scene been, both in terms of the States and then also in South America too?
Yeah, South America is always awesome. Favorite place to play. If someone, some genie came out right now and was like, hey, we can transport you right now to play a show, where would you go? I'd be like, South America. 100%, because Colombia is just incredible. The fans are insane. They're just so dedicated. But I played, I don't know, 5 shows now, I think, in Bogota, and every show has just been great. I love going there. The city's awesome. So I'd go there. Raleigh area where I live now, the scene sucks balls. There's really no place that plays metal around here. There used to be a club called Volume 11 that did tons of metal shows. Then it closed and it reopened as the Maywood, just a little bit smaller of a venue, but at least it still did shows. It still did shows, metal shows, medium-sized tours. When it was Volume 11, it did bigger tours. But now everything is then like that club closed, nothing in the area. So now you got to drive, an hour and 20 minutes to Greensboro to see any show, or go down to Charlotte, which is like 3 hours away. So it's just a pain in the ass to get to shows now. And most of the time, my buddies will hit me up. Hey, you want to go to them? I'm like, what night is it on? Oh, it's Tuesday night on Greensboro. Yeah. And no, I'm good. I'm not spending an hour and a half after work driving there, spend 3 hours there, especially for bands that, I might have seen 2, 3, 4, 5 times already. If it was right here in Raleigh, I could drive there in 20 minutes, see a couple bands and come home. I'm good. But I did go see Analepsy in Charlotte because, I really wanted to see them. That was their first time in the U.S. And that was, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. And I really wanted to see them. They were on tour and they were coming to Charlotte. So I made the 3-hour drive down there, put on an awesome show. was a good tour. And then, and then drove home. So that was worth it. I will drive and do what I need to do to get to a show for bands I want to see or a tour. I saw that show. And then recently I saw Devourment, Extermination, Dismemberment. Who else was on that tour? Or Organectomy. And there was someone else. Oh, I think Ingested headlined. I think that was it. And great show. Loved it. And that was up in Greensboro. So, that was an hour and 20, hour and a half, depending on traffic. But for some shows, I'll go. But in this very local area, nah, no good. No, used to be good. Not anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame. Actually, you would think in terms of a big city, let alone a capital city, that there would be at least some sort of scene. Yeah.
No. There are some small clubs. Or no, they're not even clubs, just bars that will like Slims. And I think that's really it that I can even think of that play some metal, local metal bands, or they'll have some smaller touring bands come through, but nothing else.
That's a shame, but it is good to see that there's at least some music scenes close by. I know Charlotte's been pretty nice. I drove by there a good number of times because my cousin's got a house down in Georgia, so we always got to pass through Charlotte. Always a nice, beautiful city. I've always thought about just at least living there just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just got jealous of my dad because he came down for a work-related issue. He told me it was pretty nice. So
it is. Yep. I've been to Charlotte plenty of times. Nice city, nice place. Never lived there, but it's nice. I know people who live there. They like it. So, it's pretty similar to Raleigh. So
we'll say at least we know Charlotte's not a bitch. We'll say that much.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. But I guess I was looking at your sweatshirt right there. Is that say insidious oppression?
Yep. Insidious Decrepancy.
Can you talk about that band a little bit?
Yeah, they're from Texas. It's actually a one-man band, like Bloodsoaked started off, and it's from Sean Whitaker down I think Houston, Texas. He started with either this band or Viral Load first, or this band, and he had been doing it for years. I think from 2000 to 2002, one-man band doing his thing. So Insidious. I became friends with Sean once I started playing shows, and him and then Sean LeCane from Putrid Pile. We were all doing the one-man thing back in the 2000s. So, or early 2000s, still a 2000, but yeah, early 2000, mid 2000s or whatever. But they both started way before me, and then I just kind of rode their coattails. But awesome bands, awesome guys, both of them.
Yeah, I didn't notice the metal guys. They're always the more quiet ones, but they're also the more honest ones too. Yeah, think about it.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I guess in terms of challenges too, and I guess both when you were in the thrash group way back in the day, and I guess now, what sort of challenges have you faced being a musician?
Challenges back in the day was just being broke. I worked at a movie theater, just, cleaning. I was doing maintenance in the morning from 5 a.m. to like 11 a.m., 6 days a week, making like, I don't know, fucking $6 an hour or something. And, just, living in, crappy apartments where just having money to, for recording time, practice space, buying strings, anything like that, getting to and from practice, sometimes taking a bus. Those are probably the only challenges back then. We used to get together and write songs. The main guitar player, vocalist, he wrote, good majority of the stuff. But I would say just being, young, poor, and broke was a challenge back then. Once I started Bloodsoaked, I don't really know if there's many challenges. I just think if you work hard enough and get your name out there and play shows, and nowadays with social media, if you really want to get your name out there, there's so many different platforms, whether it's Facebook or TikTok or YouTube and Twitter and everything else, Bandcamp, you can get your name out there. And you can get your name out there, and then it just comes down to how hard, you work at your craft and write songs and things like that. So I don't really know there's been that many challenges. It's just been fun. Once in a while, I stop having fun. So I just put my guitar down and, maybe not play it for a while. I'll still listen to death metal all the time. But just playing guitar, like I said, I just get sick of it once in a while. I'm like, but challenges, I don't know. Even the tours that, we just in a van, and it's six of us in a van, and, you're making crappy money, and you're staying in the shittiest hotels. You're staying in a promoter or a band's, house at night, and the place stinks, and they got like 10 cats, and they're pissing everywhere, and this and that. But you're like, fuck it. You know what? I'm not working. I'm out in the road. We're playing metal to new people every night, different city. I don't regret any of it. It was just all good. So, yeah, challenges. I don't know. I think it is what if you could just complain about everything about being on tour, but it's better than working.
What didn't kill you made you stronger, basically, including the cat's piss smell.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
I would say in your case, because most of the people I've interviewed have been indie musicians, so they would tell us like time constraints and then marketing would be like the top two. That'd be other things, because time constraints kind of felt like working two separate jobs, or they were also looking at their families too, because some of these guys in girls, I should say, to be fair, they got their own families and everything too, so you can imagine that. So I know you talked about being married and everything too. I guess, did you have any kids afterwards?
Nope, didn't have any kids. No kids, marriage done years ago, 2003, I think we were divorced. But yeah, I don't know, time constraints. I did everything that I did with Bloodsoaked, and I did it pretty much. I toured all over Europe, South America, all over the U.S. I've been to India. I've been all over. Yeah, I was lucky. I got one of my videos on MTV's Headbangers Ball in like 2009. Been in tons of magazines. I've done a decent amount, all with a full-time job. I've been working full-time forever, but I just think it just depends on where you want to take it. If you if you really want to go bigger and you get bigger, yeah, you might have to quit your job. Or you do contract work. You come back, you're a contractor for a few months, and then you're back out on the road. It just depends on how high, far you want to take it. Some people are just fine with just jamming in their bedroom. Now I'm totally comfortable with, writing songs in my studio here. And, when I finish a song, I could write a song, record it, and mix it the same weekend and post it on Bandcamp and YouTube, and people can hear it. I'm totally fine with that now. I kept a full-time job just knowing that even if I had quit and done some bigger things, at some point, the tours are going to, let up a little bit, and I need money. So this has always just been an awesome hobby, playing shows and stuff. So I don't know. There's really time restraint. I don't know. Even if you're married, I was married and I still did, Bloodsoaked promotions. I did Bloodsoaked records. You just work around with what you got. It's just like going to the gym. Oh, I don't have time to go to the gym. Well, how much TV did you watch yesterday? Oh, no, 2-3 hours. Well, yeah, you could have went to the gym. Well, I could eat healthy. All right, well, why don't you? I don't know. A Big Mac is better. Well, yeah, but you could have ate something healthy. So I just think it's about choices. You can make time for whatever you want to make time for.
That's like guilty. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Me too. Eating and gym stuff. I'm all for sure. But I could play guitar a lot more. But I'm like, I'm fine. I'd rather sit down and watch TV. And when I want to play it, I pick it up.
Yep. Actually, I was seeing a video with Steve-O the other day. He was on this little cruise line with the Practical Jokers. He's just stuffing his face with like everything from the buffet that he can get his hands on too. I'm thinking like, he's gonna be as fat as Phil Margera from the whole thing with Bam Margera, that whole thing from MTV.
Yep.
So.
Oh yes. Yep.
Some still get himself skinny and everything too. Even though he is doing good sober, it is good to see he's doing well sober.
Yeah. He's been clean and sober for a few years now.
God bless the man. That's good.
Yeah.
But I guess in terms of the magazines, because I know that's what you mentioned right there. I guess how'd that whole thing work out? To be honest, did they approach you with something or?
Yeah, I think I was even doing some magazine stuff before I signed with Comatose Music. And I think I signed with Comatose in 2006 or something. So even before that, I had some, smaller, zine type stuff. They would reach out and do some interviews. And then once I got with Comatose, they would send out, promos to all the magazines. And, then they would reach out, some of the bigger magazines like Decibel and who was it back in the day, like Metal Maniacs and stuff. As long as Comatose paid for an ad in their magazine, they would do an interview with one or two of their bands and stuff. It's just business. But same thing with like playing festivals. At first, you might have to reach out to them. Say, hey, can I play your fest? Can I play your fest? Can I play your show? Can I do this? And then after a while, they see that you're working hard and, you have some fans, and then they, festivals and promoters, they'll start reaching out to you.
All right, that sounds good. I think that mostly people dream, especially if you end up in any sort of magazine, whether it was like Decibel or any of those other ones.
Oh yeah, it's great because you could go to the Barnes and Noble and pick up the right at the magazine. There it is. You see myself in the magazine. It's great. It's especially when growing up as a young metalhead and picking up like Circus Magazine or Hip Parade, and looking at those, all the metal bands from back then, and then seeing yourself in a magazine, a couple times, you're like, yeah, this is the coolest stuff ever. So yeah, it's still cool to this day.
Yeah, that is one bad motherfucker in there.
Yeah, it's sure. Great. Yes.
All right, that's all good. Hats off to you, mate. Good to see you are kicking some major ass out there and everything too. So,
yeah, having fun.
But I guess you were talking about influences earlier, because I know you mentioned about DSI, Morbid Angel, and like some of those other bands. I guess would you say those were your biggest influences, or do you have any others?
For sure. Like Obituary, DSI, a little Morbid Angel, but like Malevolent Creation, Sepultura, early Sepultura, for sure. Those bands right there. Even early Metallica stuff. Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets. Kill 'Em All, just the picking, learning how to pick like that, pick like James Hetfield back in the day, just that, sort of thrashy, tuned down to like, D standard. So it's a little, sounds a little bit thicker, a little heavier. But yeah, all those bands like DSI, I just, they were just a huge inspiration on my playing style, and like my playing style is almost exactly the same as it was 30 years ago or whatever. My style hasn't changed at all, but yeah, all those are Pestilence. Martin Van Druen, his vocals were insane off of Consuming Impulse. So just all the old school stuff, because I'm going to be 54 this year, so I'm a little older. So I grew up on just stuff, early Death. I just love it all, and that's still my bread and butter and what I, love to listen to, and it's definitely a huge inspiration.
I actually do remember when Living Monstrosity for Death came on the radio the one time. Yeah. I was like, holy shit, that's what it was like. So yeah, I can understand that. Totally just separate question, because actually DSI came out with a couple of songs recently. One they happened to do on Christmas Day, believe it or not. Yeah. And another one was Sever the Tongue, but were you real big into the Hoffman Brothers sort of style, or did you kind of dig more the later one with Jack Owen and Ralph Santola?
No, I'm definitely more the Hoffman Brothers, but I did like Jack Owens on was it some Redemption? What the
Century Redemption.
Century Redemption. That album had some catchy riffs, and it was all. I have to dedicate it all to Jack Owen. That album was awesome. I love their first album. To me, is just hands down, their best album ever. Just the riffs, the songs, the vocal styles with the deep, the lows, and the real evil dual vocals he had going on. Just massive. So yeah, the early stuff, and then Century Redemption was awesome as well. So they can do no wrong by me.
I had that laugh because I actually did a cover of Black Knight, the Deep Purple one.
Oh, yeah?
Statue of Redemption, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was I'd say, I don't want to judge, but obviously it was a lot more of the guitar solo oriented. So
yeah,
Ralph and Jack were kind of going a little crazy on their guitars there.
Yeah. Ralph, he brought his really good lead playing to that album. So, he played with Obituary for a while too, at least live. I don't know if he recorded. I think he recorded an album with. I can't remember, but I know he did. He played with them live as a touring guitarist for a while. So
he was also with Ice Surf. I think that's the one he played with for a good while.
Yes, you're right. I
don't know if he ever did Obituary, but that'd be interesting.
Yeah, no, he played live with Obituary.
Did he? Oh man, that'd be badass.
You're talking about Ralph, right?
Yeah, Ralph Santola, yeah.
Yep.
Which may rest in peace. He's no longer with us.
Yes.
That's kind of a shame, too. Went too
Yes.
soon.
Yep.
I guess all those years of smoking really did the trick on him, though. That's the thing.
Yep, for sure.
All right. But nonetheless, I forgot to ask about this one. I guess, what brand are your picks?
Let's see here. I've actually got this Hetfield one, and I'm not a huge Metallica fan anymore, but the Black Flag, I don't know if you can see that too good. My buddy Craig from Haystorm Annihilation turned me on to these. They're real, I don't really play leads, but these are awesome for rhythm playing. There's just a nice sharp point on them. They're great. And then I also use these little like 3mm things, these little tiny little picks here. But these are great. They're thick as crap. They don't bend, they don't flop around or anything, but they're so small. But I don't know. I got into these a bunch of years ago. I can't remember how, but I go back and forth between these Hetfield and these other little ones here. Yep.
I guess, what do you think of Metallica's newer music these days?
I hate it. I hate everything from Injustice for All and After. I hate it. I hate the Black Album. I hate Injustice for All. I think they all suck. I have no interest in Metallica. If I could go to a free show right now and sit front row, and no interest. They could fly. They give me a limousine, give me all the food, but no interest. I have zero interest. I don't want to hear all those old songs with the I hate it. I can't stand it. The old stuff, love it to death. Their new stuff will never tarnish their old stuff to me. But I could just care less about Metallica.
I thought Injustice for All was like more their apex sort of moment right there.
Yeah,
especially with Roger's drumming.
I hate the recording. I hate the mix. I just hate it all. I hate it. I just it sounds like crap to me. And it's not because Jason Newsted bass is hardly on it. It's just I hate the mix. It's nothing like their first 3 albums. I hate it. Don't hate it. Nothing. I even saw him a couple times on that tour. And I think they were playing with Queensryche. I think Queensryche actually opened for him the 2 times that I saw him on that tour. And I saw him on Monsters of Rock as well. So it's probably been 3 times on that tour. But could care less about Metallica. I don't even know how we got on Metallica, but no.
I would blame your pick for it, for one thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I even hate using it because it's got Hetfield on there. But my buddy turned me on to him, and I like the pick, so I do use them. Yep.
I will defend that Dyer's Eve is perhaps one of the more better thrash songs, and also one of the more tougher ones on drums. So
yeah, I don't like anything off it. Nothing. But hey, what are you gonna do? Everyone's got their own taste.
Amen to that. All right, whatever. But I guess in terms of your social media, I guess first off, what do you do on there? Are you just kind of posting covers of like music that you're doing, or covers of like other?
Yeah, I just record my own music, and it's just covers of my own songs. From either the songs from like 2006, 7, 8, 9, all the way through up until the new stuff that I'm writing now. So I just write my own music. I record it. I'll release songs on Bandcamp or on and on YouTube, and so I mostly go from Bandcamp, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Everyone's like,
oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, everyone's like, oh, you got to go on TikTok. I'm like, why not? I'm like, this is like, I'm not trying to be like an influencer or anything like that. I just post some stuff on my Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and then when I write a new song and it's done, I'll post that to Bandcamp so people can check it out as well. But yeah, social media for these days, it's just so easy to get your music out there and heard because it takes nothing. You get all these different tools to use. You can do it on your phone, and you can build a community. Enough people like your music, you can build a little community around your band, and it gets more people. Especially if you're young and you're touring all the time or just playing shows, more people will be going to come out and hear about you through social media. So I think it's a great thing for underground music.
That's for sure too. And I guess, is there something you hope to achieve with it? Maybe at some point, because I know you say you didn't really want to be like an influencer, I guess, but maybe make a little side hustle.
Yeah, if I could, sure. If I ever got enough followers, I guess followers or people who are fans or whatever, sure. It'd be great to, make some money on the side. But, I sell my stuff on Bandcamp. People want to download it, but all my stuff on there is available 100% free to just stream. So if anyone wants to go on to Bandcamp and, Bloodsoaked and listen to my stuff, you listen to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 100% free. I don't care. I don't really care about the money. It's underground death metal. I just do it because I like it. It's fun. It keeps me young. But if people want to download it, I think each of my albums is either like $2 or $3 per album. You can download it in MP3. You can buy all 6 of them, I think, for $9. So if people want to support me, they can download it and pay a few bucks. If not, that's okay. Stream it for free, and then just tell your friends. Be like, oh yeah, I found this band that I like. That's it. Just tell your friends. More people who listen, the better.
Got this old guy right here. He looks like Metal Santa or something like that too.
Yeah.
He sounds pretty killer. So,
yes.
That's how they should promote it too. And I think that's how you get more followers too. Let it grow out a little bit more.
Yeah, just keep letting it go. Christmas time comes around, I'll get the Santa hat on, Christmas hat with a little friggin' jingle ball at the end. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Actually, I was trying to remember that one movie. It was I think it was a crappy sort of horror movie. It was like Silent Night or Bloody Night or something like that too. And it was like one of those B-rated sort of horror movies, for instance, too. Maybe like Santa's not, or Santa turned to Krampus or something like that too. That's what Krampus. There we go.
Krampus. That was a good movie.
Something like that. I can't remember too, but I tend to ignore those ones. Although ironically, I think they say more scary movies come out during Christmas because of Krampus than on Halloween.
Okay. So. All right.
Because I think there's something scary about some old guy who's just trying to take your children away because they were naughty.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It's so metal, man. So.
It is. I love it.
All right. I'll leave that to you, but there's an idea for you. I guess you did talk about social media. Let's go ahead and jump into the fun questions, and we'll see. We'll come up with anything along the way. So we'll start with the first one right here, I guess. First off, do you drink by any chance?
I do. Not much. I mean, I haven't had a drink since January 1st. But yeah, if I drink, it's either a Bud Light or Red Bull and vodka, or I'll do Red Bull and Jaeger. So I drink like a college kid. I drink just to get drunk, nothing else. That's it. I'm not one to, pour a glass of bourbon and just, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna smoky. I don't care. I just drink some Bud Light, do a few shots of, Red Bull and vodka or a Jaeger bomb. That's about it.
I'll say you're not bouncing off the walls after the Red Bull, are you?
No, not too bad. No, I'm good.
I think the stereotype of Red Bull is always going to make you like very hyperactive and everything too. You're pretty much slurred your speech, you're talking real fast and everything too.
Yeah, it kind of evens you out. You kind of get you get the caffeine and the energy from the Red Bull, and then the alcohols bring you down. So it kind of just evens you out.
Tastes like fermented herring dipped in cat piss or something. So.
Yeah.
That's all good. And I guess a favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Coke.
Coke man. There we go. There's my man.
I like Diet Coke as well, but just a regular Coke. If you go to you get a fountain drink, some ice and fill it up with a Coke. Oh, that sugary. Just it's the best. I don't know. Does something to your brain, and it's the best. Yeah, I'll go with Coca-Cola. Yep.
It's a nectar of the gods just coming out of the carbonated beverage.
It is 100%.
All right, that sounds good. The reason I did ask earlier, sometimes in these interviews, people, or because of COVID or even before that, they have been raging alcoholics. So
okay.
So that's probably why I always like to ask beforehand.
Sure.
So it's all good. And most people I have talked to, they've at least moderated it now, so it's all good.
Yeah.
All right. For next to fun questions, what would you consider as your favorite food?
Probably queso and chips from Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's.
Yeah, welcome to Moe's. I can just sit there after work, get just an order of, a bowl of their queso, and they get the endless chips, and just sit there and relax after work. I chomp that shit down, and sit in my phone and browse through whatever, or look at some emails, eat that, bring it home, or go into like a really nice Mexican restaurant and get in their their white cheese dip with the same thing, the tortilla chips. Oh, so good, delicious.
I forget where Moe's was. I think there was, because I'm from Pittsburgh actually. So
okay.
I think there was one in downtown Pittsburgh. If not, there was one along one of the main drags close to where I live. So
sure. Delicious. I love Moe's. I've been going there for a year. I love it to death.
I can tell you why. Actually, their owner was on Undercover Boss.
Oh, was he?
I forget which stores he was in, but he just went there. They do like 4 stores. They just show him in just to see like how everything's going down and everything.
Yeah.
So he was a nice guy. I would say very nice guy.
Good deal. Good.
Strongly recommend you check it out, but the show's kind of cheesy.
I'll look for it online or something or on demand.
All right, sounds good. And what would you say is your favorite movie?
True Romance. Came out in like the mid 80s or 86, something like that, 87. It's good. It's got a bunch of people in it. Main characters are Christian Slater and oh my God, what's the chick name? It's my favorite movie. Patricia Arquette. And it's not really. I mean, there's a little love story, but it's very violent. It's great. It was written by Quentin Tarantino, and it's got those two. Brad Pitt's in it. I forget. There's Tony Soprano. James Gandolfini. He's in it. A lot of mob stuff. It's a great movie. If you know and no one ever saw it, great, because it's not like when you say True Romance, you're like, what? Is this like a chick flick? No, violent love story. Check it out. It's great. My favorite movie ever, right there. True Romance.
The way you're kind of making it sound, it almost sounded like it was like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood when you said Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he didn't direct it. He just wrote it. But I think everyone should check it out. It's great.
Well, he's definitely a metal guy if he likes True Romance with a little gore in it. So.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Fair enough. And the last of the fun questions, what would you say is your favorite song?
Probably Out of the Body from Pestilence. That's probably my favorite song.
I want to say that's the one I did hear on the radio, and I could always picture it too. I wish I could remember like how the riff goes, or even like because I think
the beginning it just starts off with the guitar. It's so good. That album is my favorite death metal album of all time. Consuming Impulse from Pestilence, #1 death metal album all time, right there. But the song Out of the Body, that'd be my #1 song.
I think I have to listen to it again, but I think I do know.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it came out in '89, I think. It's awesome. It's got a little green cover with ants all over the guy's face. So definitely check it out. Yep. That's basically what it is.
Too.
Yep. It's awesome.
Now you're kind of scared whenever you think about ants now. That's why you want to call in the guy who will kill the ants so they do not come into your house.
Yes. Yes.
Help those people out. Help your local economy out, people. All right. So, Pete, we're down to one more question on my podcast right here. But I guess before we jump into it, did you have any questions for me or any final words you want to say before we jump into it?
I'd like to just say thank you very much for taking the time to interview me, me and my little band. So thank you very much. And just thanks for, supporting the underground, because people like you, whether it's, writing for online, magazines or online podcasts or online interviews like this, that just, I don't care if you get 2 views or 1 million views, you're supporting the underground. And without people like you with the underground magazines and things like that, none of us bands would, get the support that, we deserve. So, just thank you very much for interviewing me, taking the time, and, everyone else that you've done. So, thank you very much.
Actually, thanks for helping help put this all together, too, because I was kind of waiting on you. Because I think originally, you said you had taken some work with your brother.
Yeah, no, just work in general. Taking on more work, and then I was like, screw it. Let me just do this interview, because I had another one at 3:00 today too. So I did that one at 3. I did you here at 6. So I was like, all right, let me just get it, because I've been working like crazy, and I was just wanted to relax this afternoon. And I was like, no, all right, forget it. Let me change my mind. Let me go back to these guys. So let me just make it happen. So yeah, did that one at 3. Did yours now. So I'm here. I'm ready to make it happen.
Thanks out. It's always good to have a good metalhead on here too. So
Heck yeah. Thank you.
Got to talk about some of that stuff as well. All right. For the last of the fun questions, or sorry, not fun questions. Okay. The last question here kind of goes like this. So, given what COVID has done, obviously it seems you've been blessed in a way outside maybe getting it a couple times, but it looks like no major impacts. Looks like you've kept yourself out of the dark place, as what I like to say too. But for those who have been impacted in some sort of way from COVID or really from anything else, what sort of message of hope could you give to musicians and people out there as we try to move forward in a post-COVID world?
I guess just try to stay healthy. You know, it seems like if you don't have any of these underlying issues, you know, whether it's overweight or diabetes or whatever, you know, it doesn't affect you as bad. At least that's what, you know, I read online. I you know, all the stuff that, you know, people talk about, what's true or not, I don't know. But stay healthy. Try to stay positive. A positive frame of mind goes a long way. If you're always depressed, you know, whether you get COVID or not, you know, if you're just a depressed person, sad, and dumb all the time, your immune system is going to be down. You're going to get sicker. You're going to be more depressed. So just try to stay in a positive state of mind, whatever it is. Listen to music, play music. I mean, it doesn't have to be metal. I mean, whatever you like, you know. I mean, not the metal community is small, so whatever kind of music. Try to get out and do some exercise, get some endorphins going. I know it's hard if you're a depressed person and you're just on the couch all the time and you don't want to do anything, and you know, go out and talk to somebody. You know, do a Zoom and talk to people. Yeah, there's plenty of hope out there. You just got to find it, and sometimes it's easier said than done, but you just got to try and just get in a positive frame of mind. It can really help.
Spoken like a true prodigy. Yeah. Yeah, I like it, Pete. All right. So, Pete, we've reached the end of my podcast right here. I guess if you want to do any promotion for any new music you're coming out or any shout-outs or final words.
Yeah, again, thank you for interviewing me, and you know, all the fans that have stuck with me, and new fans that keep coming on from me posting on YouTube, and you know, like I said, YouTube, wherever I post, Instagram. You know, I've gotten a younger crowd now that I'm doing some slam type music as well, and these videos. So thanks to all the friends, fans, everybody that I've met and continue to meet. Again, Peter from the band Bloodsoaked. You can just go do a Google search, Bloodsoaked band. You can find me with no problem all over these places. So thank you all for the support, and support, you know, underground metal. Support the podcasts like this, or the interviews like this, YouTube, wherever they post them. Because without you guys watching, they're probably going to stop doing it sometime. So just support the underground. I don't care if you don't even support my band, but if you're a metalhead, support the underground. You know, buy a shirt, do this, send these, you know, young kids messages that you're into the music. You don't know how much it does for a 16-year-old kid playing some music in his bedroom, and he gets a message from stranger that has no idea who he is, and you're like, bro, that music is the fucking shit. I love this. They're like, that will keep them playing guitar or drums or bass or vocals, whatever they're doing. So just support them. That's it. Just support underground metal.
All right, hear it from this guy right here. So
yes,
everyone, my guest today was Pete Hasselbrack. I want to make sure I pronounce it right.
Yep.
Actually, it wasn't Pete Hasselbrack, that quarterback we were talking about earlier. It was Tim Hasselbrack. That's who
right,
it was.
But it's actually Peter, not Pete. So it's Peter Hasselbrack.
Peter Hasselbrack. I mean, everybody throws the R in and out too. So okay. So everyone, my guest today was Peter Hasselbrack.
There we go. Yeah.
So this guy's from the band Bloodsoaked. These guys doing wonders out in the world right there with all the other bands he's a part of too. But you heard from here in terms of the socials. So go hit him up and everything too. Go support Metal Krampus in this case.
Yes.
Instead of Santa. So there we go. All right. Pete, I want to thank you again so much again for coming on. You stay safe. Keep rocking on there, brother.
Thank you. You too. Brian, have a great night, buddy.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.